Okay, this will be an interesting one. We've done quite a few of these. I'll see if we can make this look really nice. So we're just going to set up our piece of shit, Konica Minolta. Let's see how we go with that. Gonna make it a negative. Just gonna... Oh, this machine's making a funny sound. It's making a different sound. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it's a bit irregular what this equipment does. Sometimes it's not best, not good hearing something that's a bit different. Sometimes it feels a bit... I'm wondering what colour we're going to use for this. I think yellow is going to be it. But yeah, it's funny equipment. This equipment is kind of funny. It's got its quirks. Well, that's what people often say about photocopiers. There's always a logical explanation in how these machines function, even if they don't function well, and they seem to behave in a slightly erratic or irregular sort of fashion. There's always a reason behind it. It's all about physics and chemistry. Primarily physics. There's probably just a little bit of chemistry, or at least the chemistry in the manufacture of the parts and the certain parts of the equipment. But basically it's physics. There's a lot of physics. It's an amazing, when you think about it, a photocopier is an amazing box of physics. And even though it's a piece of shit, we've got to acknowledge always that it's not as good as what it should be, and this is what we're photocopying. It's not as good as what it should be. It's the way the industry works is to do with loving money, making a quick dollar, rather than trying to make something that works brilliantly and that pleases the crowd, the customer. It's a very mean-spirited... It's become a very mean-spirited industry, and I for one don't have any particular any kind of attachment to the industry as I used to. I used to think that the photocopier industry was a wonderful thing, but now I have my reservations. I no longer see this industry as something wonderful. I'm wondering if we're going to make it... I just no longer have any sense of wonderment anymore about the industry. It's a money-grubbing industry, and it's an industry that doesn't even deserve to exist anymore. Stabilising image, please wait. But the problem we have is that we can't have a world without photocopiers. We need photocopiers and printers and shit like that in this world. So unfortunately people like myself have to basically put up with the shit. There'll come a time when a revolution will happen, but until the revolution, and that looks brilliant, but until the revolution arrives, we're stuck with this shit. We're stuck with this horrible, badly designed, badly thought after shit. It's not an industry to admire. There's no reason anymore to admire this industry, to have any sense of awe about it. It's just awful. If anything, it's awful. It's an awful industry. And that's the way of putting it, is awful. But there will be a change in the air, folks. One day I will be designing the best photocopiers on earth, and that looks brilliant. The colours in that are absolutely exquisite. And basically I'll be designing the best photocopiers there are in this world. And basically there'll come a time when the equipment will... Now that looks... I still got a bit of that label on there. I think we can leave it like that. But basically the industry needs a change. There needs to be a change in the air. We can't go on destroying the planet like we are just because we need to photocopy or to print or anything. We got to basically change it, that the machines are designed with the environment and the human race as the first priority, not money, not greed. Greed is not good. Greed is a terrible thing that mankind has found itself even admiring, because a lot of people admire the rich and the famous, even though they don't give anything back to this world. They just take. And these rich and famous people often are so arrogant, and yet people still worship celebrities and business leaders and shit like that. And it's just, they don't deserve any fucking praise, folks. They deserve to be called to account, to be told, hang on, you're fucking the planet, you're fucking the human race. What are you doing, you know? But no, they don't care, and people are so admire the rich. It's just the default setting in most people's head is that if you're rich or famous, you're automatically considered a success. But you're not a fucking success when you're fucking the planet and you're fucking the human race, and you're doing everything wrong by the environment and the human race, and you can't be classified as a fucking success. There's nothing wrong with fame and fortune in itself. It has a place, folks, but we need people, we need famous people or rich people who can lead the planet, lead the human race, and make the planet good for everyone, not just themselves and their cliquey little social groups and families. It's got to be for everyone, folks. There is a place for money and there is a place for fame. There always is going to be a place for these things, but we need to select the right people, and we need these people to be responsible stewards of both the planet and the human race. But that's my 2 cents for the day. I think we can call this lovely demo quits.